Good day, everybody. I'm in the car, the new car. This is the first time I've had these puppies in the new car. Hello. There's Trinity back there and Kenzie back there. Hope you can see him. Anyway, just on my way to the park. It's been a pretty gray week so far, but today there's no rain, and thought I'd take them to the park. Hope they don't get too muddy. And I wanted to wish you all a Merry Christmas. If you didn't catch the Ammunition live stream last night, we had a great time, Irving and myself. We both indulged in some mind-altering substances, and yeah, we had a great conversation. I think I might have been babbling a little bit too much, but it was a good time, and I couldn't think of a better way to spend the night before Christmas. Anyway, let's talk about something that we talked about briefly last night, or didn't get to talk about last night. One of my topics that I just never got to get around to was what 2024 is going to look like. Because I see a lot of people speaking about how 2024 is going to be bad. I've said it myself. It's going to be the end of the world, blah, 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 blah. I watch a YouTube channel called Canadian Prepper, and he's a very doom and gloom kind of guy, but his whole thing is like, look, you got to be prepared. And but he watches the news, and he sees what's happening over in Europe, he sees what's happening over in the Middle East, he sees what's happening in Asia, and his prognosis is that things are just getting worse and worse and worse, and they're not going to get better. And 2024 is going to be a big cluster chuck of violence, war, repression of the citizens because of time of war, disease, cyber attacks, all this kind of stuff. And part of me is inclined to agree. I just think that 2024 is going to be a rough year. Now, it'd be nice if I were wrong and things just went, status quo, and yeah, things were shitty, but not so shitty that people couldn't live their lives. I'm worried that things are going to get so bad that people are, the people who aren't even in the regions where the current conflict is are going to have their lives completely upended, and life as they know it is going to be unrecognizable. I hope that's not the case, but I worry that it is. Anyway, not making for a very happy Christmas, I guess, but hey, maybe there'll be an early election. Maybe we'll get they'll throw us a bone. They'll give us an early election and get Justin Trudeau out of office. That might make people feel a little bit better, because as it stands right now, apparently according to an Ipsos poll, is it Ipsos? Yeah, I think it was Ipsos. 60-something%, I think it's 62% of Canadians would rather see a change in leadership, meaning they don't approve of Justin Trudeau and his Liberal Party and the NDP coalition, I guess. Now, that doesn't mean they all want Polyev, but they disapprove of Justin Trudeau. And this is why I talked about last night on the live stream about citizen's arrest warrant. See, the problem is in Canada, we have no real way of recalling an election or recalling a prime minister who was elected. They can do anything they want. Once they become prime minister, even in a minority government, they basically have carte blanche to do whatever they want. And as long as they have the coalition to get shit done, they can do it. They can ignore the Constitution, ignore the Charter. What's the phrase? There's a system. Oh, the non-compliance. The notwithstanding clause. That's it. The notwithstanding clause. Notwithstanding that this violates our Constitution and Canadians' charter rights, we're still doing it. And the idea is that in 5 years there'll be an election, and if you don't like what was done, you can vote the party out. Well, the memory of people with regards to political actions is very, very short. That's why we need a way to recall elected officials. You know, it can't just be a matter of there's a huge scandal and then because of the pressure within their own caucus, they're forced to step down. There needs to be a way for Canadians to say, look, they won by a minority of the votes and they won by a minority of the seats. We don't believe this government's legitimate. We have embarked on a recall effort, and here's the steps you got to follow for a recall, and then just put it to a referendum. Should the current prime minister be recalled? Should a new election be called? And this is the thing, as it is right now in Canada, the prime minister can call an election anytime they want. They can look at the poll numbers, see they're doing well, or they could release a piece of legislation that they know will be popular, and then immediately call for an election in the hopes that legislation, the positive attitude of that legislation is what's going to get them elected again. And the prime minister can do this again and again and again. We have no term limits for our prime ministers. Yeah, no, I think Canada needs some improvement to democracy. Our democratic system is, it's not even antiquated. It's kind of undemocratic, really, when you think about it. That the prime minister is given so much power. Even when they have like a minority government, they want a minority of the votes. And the only reason they are in power is because they formed a coalition with an even poorer performing party in the previous election. Yeah, it shouldn't be, man. Shouldn't be. And if it is going to be that way, there needs to be a way for the citizens to prompt a recall. Because it can't. Democracy is not served by activist politicians, ideologues, elected by a minority of the people to put forward an agenda that the majority of the people do not want. Anyway, I might be a little high still because I'm still rambling. Anyway, I had a great time last night. I hope you all have a great Christmas and a happy New Year. If I don't talk to you before then, if I don't make another video before then, I want you all to take care of yourselves, take care of your family and those close to you, and remember the reason for the season is the birth of a Jewish carpenter turned libertarian hippie. All right, take care. Bye-bye.